Hello again, wood finishers. Okay, so today we're talking about shellac, and shellac is a really incredible finish for most applications. There's a lot of research and a lot of opinions about this online, and you can find different articles and videos about this, but big benefits of this is that it sticks to everything, and pretty much everything sticks to it. Huge benefit for what it is we're trying to do. All right, you could buy shellac in two different forms. You could buy it pre-mixed here as a liquid, and these options are available in a clear only. It dries super fast, and because of that, it's not really recommended to be brushed on just because it dries too fast. So an aerosol option here is a good option. If you buy this in a gallon container, typically you can put that into a spray gun and then do all the atomization stuff here. And then the other option with this, the other thing to know is that it comes pre-mixed in around a 3-pound cut. And what that means is for every gallon of the solvent, there are 3 pounds of the shellac flakes in this, and that's what generates the 3-pound cut. What I'm going to be doing is something closer to a 2-pound cut for preparation of French polishing. And so what I'll need are the flakes. So this is the dry form, and I've long since run out of this product, but I have a different manufacturer here, and these are shellac flakes that these things are available in. The other thing is, what I'm looking for is the color. So this is blonde. When I had this stuff, they refer to this as super blonde. The more important thing here is I always buy de-waxed shellac whenever possible. So that's what I have, these little flakes. This container is no longer of value. And then the appropriate solvent for shellac is going to be denatured alcohol. You can also buy grain alcohol. Everclear is what you can use for this. Buy this at a liquor store, but this stuff I just have available, and it's easy to use. Okay, so in doing this, I'll need to do a couple things. Number one is I want to store the flakes into a container. I've measured, or I've weighed, how much flakes I have, or how many flakes I have previously. So in ounces, I have 1.2 ounces of this stuff, which is great. What I want to do is pour this stuff into a dry container first, without spilling any of this precious cargo. Yeah, you did it. What I want to do is I really only want to mix the amount of material that I'm going to be using into the container. So in other words, if I had 1 pound of flakes, and typically these are sold in 1 pound amounts, I would never be able to use that for the surface that I'm going to be applying this to. So anyway, mixing this down into something a bit more tangible is much more appropriate. But in this mix, hopefully you can see, there are flakes that are somewhat larger and smaller. Yeah, there we go. And so that's okay. I used to use, gosh, that would have been great if that fits. I used to use this little gizmo, which is just a kitchen hand mixer thing, and this is good. But I want to break those things down as much as possible. So when this was in the bag, I don't know if you heard, I got into the habit of just kind of breaking these things up. But there's another option, which is I'm going to put this into a little smoothie blender. Mixing this together, I'll be able to really break this flakes down, or these flakes down, easier by doing this. That looks pretty great. So you can see where this is going, but with these things smaller and smaller, I can get to mix these with my solvent much faster. So there's benefit of doing this. All right, so in here I want to mix up the appropriate amount of solvent to the amount of flakes that I have, and I always have to start with mixing the flakes first, and weighing those, I should say. So from here, going for a 2-pound cut, and there are ways of calculating this out online or cheat sheets, but I basically need 4 ounces. So I'm getting there. There we go, just right on 4. All right, cool. All right, so once I'm done with this, I'll be able to dump these things straight in, and by doing that, then I can start to mix these or blend these. I can agitate these things up, which is okay, but there's a cooler way, which I'll show you here shortly after I continue blending these things down. Long and short of this is that you can't rush this process, and I have to really take my time with making sure that all of the flakes are diluted into the appropriate solvent. And usually that takes around 24 hours. If I'm trying to rush, it just never works. The other thing is that people run into a problem where these things start to develop a clump in the bottom of this mix. So you have to continuously agitate this in some way. And so I'll show you a trick for doing that here shortly. Let me continue to make this into a finer and finer powder, put them together, and then I'll show you the secret. All right, see you in 1 second.